Welcome back. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this back and forth that's been going on Twitter. It is Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, Prime Time, whatever nickname you choose to call him, versus Asante Samuel Sr. Not to be confused with Junior, who's a free agent right now, and played with the Chargers as of recent. But Asante Samuel Sr., both whom were great cornerbacks in their time. This is kind of funny to me. They want people to know where I stand on this, but I just want to take you through the back and forth, and I want to see where you guys stand on this. We're going to take a break from Ravens content just to analyze what's been going on with Deion Sanders and Asante Samuel. We're going to take you through where it started to where it's at right now. Welcome back to Sip the Tally Films. on two, ready, break. Now, this is where I think the whole thing started. Let's take a listen real quick.
Let me teach you real quick how stupid the T-step is. I'm going to teach you real quick. Now, Bucky, you're going to help me. Okay. We're going to walk backwards, then we're going to walk forward. Let's walk backwards.
Okay, we're walking backwards.
Now let's stop and walk forward. Why didn't you T-step?
I mean.
Why didn't you T-step? Okay, let me show you how stupid that is. Look, I'm going to walk backwards.
Yep.
Then I'm going to walk forward.
Whoa.
Who does that? What fool does that? What idiot does that?
Hey, if I was
That's what I miss about the combine.
I would do it like the
combine.
best. That's right. Do it like the best does it.
If one of my players do that, I'm ripping his face mask off. And the rest of the game without a face mask. Let me.
And so the thing is, a lot of coaches teach T-step. For the brief time that I had to do DBs in high school, I taught it as well. I only did DBs for 1 year, but I taught it as well. Who am I to go against one of the greats? It is what it is. But let's see what Asante had to say about this. He comes back and tweets up under the same video I just showed you. Well, on top of the same video, however you do it, or X's or whatever you call it. I can't stop laughing how foolish he sounds. You can't control everything, sir. The first thing a cornerback is taught, never run out of breaks. So T-step is the perfect technique. Hashtag T-step king. That's the first at of or the get at of Coach Prime or Prime Time or Deion or whatever you want to call it. Deion does reply and say, "Sir, foolish, LOL, LOL. God bless you, my brother. Tell them what this really is about, sir. You're forever taking a shot at the sky. Mickey Andrews is responsible for teaching us what I teach, and it sure seemed like it worked for us. Peace be still, praying hands." And if I'm not mistaken, that's the last time Prime even says anything about this. But this ain't over. It has continued for the past 24 to 48 hours. Well, this was 21 hours ago, so the past 24 hours. Asante then comes back with this. He says, "Here's your yearly reminder. Now let's hear the excuses. Hashtag pick six. Hashtag T-step king." It says Deion Sanders, 188 games, 53 interceptions, 5 playoff interceptions, 2 Super Bowls. Asante Samuel, 153 games, 51 interceptions, 7 playoff interceptions, 2 Super Bowls. And it's a picture of both of them. So those are very, comparable stats. Asante played in, 35 less games and has only 2 less interceptions, has 2 more playoff interceptions, and they both have 2 Super Bowls. So when you look at just the numbers, very, very comparable numbers. And if you look at a sheet of paper and see those numbers, you could say, hey, Asante, you might have been just as good, if not better, than Deion Sanders. So at I Am The Huffle went to Pro Football, not Focus, but Pro Football Reference, a site that I have as well, and you can compare players on it, and that's what he did. He put Deion next to Asante Samuel, and it gives you basically their career numbers. And you see all their career numbers right here. This is offense. Deion played offense. Asante didn't. And you got the punt return yards and stuff like this. So basically, he was trying to say, Deion did more offensively than Asante. But you get down here to interceptions and yards and stuff like that. Asante replied with this. He said, the only thing you're conveniently leaving out are the passes defended. 164 to 94. So Asante, had 164 passes defended to Deion's 94. And again, if you look at just the stats, you'd say, hey, he's better than Deion. But keep in mind, in the back of your head, stuff needs context. And we'll get to the context toward the end. All right, as you go further down the rabbit hole, this picture was brought up. It looks like somebody notes from an iPhone, so maybe they went and did some research and typed this up. Asante Samuel, total passes defended, 64. 51 INTs, 31% interception rate. Deion Sanders, 94 passes defended, 53 INTs, 56% INT rate. It says Asante Samuel played in 31 less games than Deion, yet Asante still had 70 more passes defended than Prime. Think about that. Asante had 70 more bona fide plays to intercept the ball than Deion had his career, and still couldn't surpass Prime's total career. Yet Prime would have had 39 initial INTs if given the same amount of Asante's 70 plus defended passes based off their individual INT to passes defended ratio. Woo, that threw me for a loop there for a minute. But I get where this person is trying to go. They're trying to say that if Deion had the same opportunities that Asante had, that Deion probably would have more numbers, more on paper stats than Asante, which is a fair point. And you go, like I said, you go back and forth with the what ifs. They even had Antonio Cromartie step in and show a picture of some off man technique and him with his T-step. And I'm not gonna put a picture of it because that's his kid, but he showed a video of him teaching technique to his son as well. And I think his son just committed to Florida State. But again, this is a very polarizing topic, to T-step or not T-step. And it's them two are, well, I ain't gonna say them two because Deion said what he said and hadn't really replied since then. But Asante has went on this crusade to kind of call Prime out and say, I guess basically that he's better or just as good as Deion. And Deion made the statement, tell people what this really about. I don't know what this about. Don't claim to know what it's about. But maybe it's something deeper than just a darn T-step. But the T-step has ignited the internet and has put the internet, or the football internet, on fire. Now I will say this, and I hope Mr. Samuel, I have nothing against him. I think he was a great player. But the people that been rocking with me for a long time, people that went to school with me, they know where I stand with Prime. Like I was a junior and senior in high school when when Prime was in the prime of his career, and he was all over my room. He's one of, if not the greatest football player in my mind. I think Asante has on paper some really good numbers, but the context I mentioned earlier is, and this is the same argument I go to when I'm talking to just friends and people about football in general. When you break that huddle and you see, okay, 21 on this right side, okay, the play is left side only. That's a huge, that statement, that mentality right there sets you apart from everybody else. And there's not very many people in the NFL that can say when a quarterback break the huddle, he look over to the right and he see 21, okay, ain't nothing going to that right side. There's Deion, there's Ed Reed, maybe one or two more other people. But Deion and Ed Reed is the people that kind of stick out to me. And so that's why I think context matters. Because even though Asante got a lot more opportunities than Deion, and he made the most of his opportunities. So again, I'm not crapping on Asante. So don't shoot me down. But I really want to, y'all know I'm rocking with Prime, so ain't no use of me continue to keep going. I want to know what you guys feel in this this back and forth. Do you think Deion's the guy, or do you think Asante has legit points? Let me know in the comment section how you feel about Deion versus Asante, and whether they're right, whether they're wrong, and how do you feel about the T-step? Put it in the comment section. I appreciate you guys for coming out. We did a little something that wasn't Ravens-centric, and which was pretty cool. So like, comment, subscribe, and share, especially if you're new. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace and love.